I've been building my own kingdom for everyone to see. It exists to keep me safe from harm, and it's intact to glorify me. Nobody helped me build this up. It was me and me alone. I've appointed myself as the king, and I've given myself the throne. But it turns out I'm no ruler, and I have no control. So I have decided to destroy it all. I'm tearing down the walls, kicking down the doors. Everything inside this kingdom is yours. 'Cause what I've made is worthless, and it cannot stand. Come and breathe some life into my empty, cold, dead end. Down with the fickle king, away with this fantasy. You are the one I need. Death to the kingdom of me. Death to the kingdom of me. I should probably be frightened. This empire's all I know, but it always does more damage than good. I'm afraid it's gotta go. I know that I can't be trusted, 'cause I'm just a man. And if you hadn't given your life for me, a loser would be all that I am. You know they say just follow your heart. I'm afraid that's a load of trash. Your heart will take you down to deep, dark places where you feel like you'll never come back. So I'm coming out of the dark. This facade is... I woke up feeling like it was time to tighten up. Yeah, I woke up feeling like it might be a good day to get it done. That's right. Oh, the stadium is just like my second house. Now I'm two-tone talking, they can't shut my mouth. I woke up feeling like it was time to tighten up. Yeah, 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 yeah. I woke up feeling like it was time to tighten up.
Oh my goodness. February the 6th, 2026. Lo and behold, it is Super Bowl weekend. The Seahawks and the Patriots gonna get it on in the Super Bowl this weekend. Mike Vrabel's the coach of the year. Everything's great. Mike Vrabel's the coach of the year. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Oh, boy. Welcome to the Two-Tone Talk by God Pod. In honor of the Super Bowl, it's a Q&A. You ask the questions, I give the answers. So if you're watching live in the YouTube chat, ask away. Would love to answer your questions today about the Tennessee Titans. I suppose you can ask questions about things unrelated to the Tennessee Titans, but this is a Tennessee Titans podcast. So I would assume that most of the questions probably would venture toward being Tennessee Titans related. Good to see you today. Super Bowl coming up. The end of another football season officially here. and the beginning of a very interesting offseason for the Titans, a monumental offseason for the Tennessee Titans with Robert Saleh as the new head coach, Brian Daboll as the new offensive coordinator, Gus Bradley as the new defensive coordinator, Bones Fossil back as the special teams coordinator. What a quartet those four are. They're like the four horsemen. So, I'm excited about where the Titans are headed. I know they're going to be a major topic of conversation over, this rest of this week as the Patriots and Mike Vrabel in the Super Bowl. Some of the past mistakes of the Titans will be on full display, but I'm going to choose to be excited about where the Titans are headed, and a lot of good things on the horizon. We have got a few questions here. The first one, who are 3 players you want the Titans to go after in free agency? Off the top of the dome, Breece Hall. That might be a long shot, but Breece Hall, history with Robert Saleh, still young enough to be like a every down back. I don't think Tony Pollard's going to be back. I would love to get Breece Hall in here at running back. I would say Alec Pierce at wide receiver, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't feel like he's going to hit free agency. My mind's going blank. What's the guy's name that was in New York, played for Dable? Wan'Dale Robinson, is that who I'm thinking of? Wan'Dale Robinson. That's somebody that I think would make sense for the Titans. He's not a number 1 wide receiver, but he did well in Brian Dable's offense in New York, so I think he would make a lot of sense. And then Alontae Taylor, cornerback. He's been with the Saints most recently, and he played well for them. He's going to be a free agent. I'd like to see him go after him. Who would you take with the – oh, wait a minute. I missed this question. Thoughts on bringing in Cole McDonald and giving him a look in the preseason? Anybody remember Cole McDonald, who the Titans drafted as quarterback out of Hawaii years ago in like the 7th round, and he didn't even make it to training camp? Who would you take with the Titans pick? I would love Arvell Reese or Reuben Bain. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that there's any wide receiver worth taking at number 4. I mean, Carnell Tate, Lemon, who's the other one? Jordan Tyson. I just don't know. I don't know. I'd be down to take a wide receiver. It's just, and this is a good wide receiver class in terms of depth, but is there a guy that's worth taking with the 4th overall pick? I love the idea of Reuben Bain being on a defensive line with Jeffrey Simmons. I think that would be fantastic. I just don't, I don't, it's starting to sound like Reuben Bain may not be there at 4. So, let's see here. I really don't want the Titans to change the logo. I'm fine with new jerseys, but why a new logo? Also, isn't the glass at the top of the stadium called the Ring of Fire or something? I don't know anything about the Ring of Fire. I know that's their song that they play when they score touchdowns, and it's lame. I don't want to change the logo either. It's been that logo since I was a wee little lad. I'm afraid we will spend all the money on wide receiver and corner just like when Rand was in charge. I mean, they need to spend money on wide receiver and corner, but they don't need to be reckless like they were when Rand was in charge. Non-Titan related, were you happy Roman won the Rumble? Sure, I like Roman. Titans related, 3 current Titans you think could have breakout seasons next year. Cam Ward, Alec Manor, Gunnar Helm. My QB, Matt Stafford, won MVP. Well-deserved. He's a dog. Any chance the ex-Eagles O-line coach finds a role with the Titans? I mean, the Titans already have an O-line coach, so probably not. I need to know your opinion on the thought of trading T'Vondre Sweat again, all because he doesn't fit Robert Saleh's system. Do you think Saleh and Mike Borgonzi should look at this heavily? I mean, there is something to be said. If he doesn't fit the system, like, common sense would lead you to believe that they will at least shop him around, that and see what you can get. I mean, I still like T'Vondre Sweat, and I think you got to be able to find a place for a guy like that on your team. But also, like, if he doesn't fit the system and you can get a good value in a trade, I mean, it is an option. I would hate to see it, but I also realize that sometimes that's the nature of the business. When you get a new coach that runs a scheme that doesn't fit a certain player, that certain player is probably a major trade candidate. Do you think the Titans will go after Max Crosby? Boy, that'd be something. If they go after Max Crosby, who needs Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese? I don't think they will. I just think the Titans are in a position where they're so young and they're starting from the ground up. But, I mean, Max Crosby also, that's a once-in-a-lifetime player. Like, that's a rare breed of a football player right there. So, if you can get Max Crosby and it's a realistic, like, not going to break the bank, that'd be hard to pass up. Who do you got winning the Super Bowl? The Seahawks. Brad, I wish your Tighten Up song would be the new Titans fight song. Man, me too. Probably some good royalties. Was really pushing Simmons for Walter Payton Man of the Year. Always a long shot, but Simmons needs some recognition. Absolutely. Absolutely. Will said, thoughts on keeping Ridley? Interesting topic. Let me get a swig of my drink for this one. Calvin Ridley, I would have said a month ago, I would have said there's zero chance Calvin Ridley's back on the Titans. His time as a Tennessee Titan is done. I'm not so sure. Because the Titans need help at wide receiver. The problem is, if you look at free agency, I'm not going to say there's not good pieces there at wide receiver in free agency, but there's no number one guy. I see the question that's right under that says, is it possible to get George Pickens? I don't think so. I think he's not going to hit free agency. And I don't think he's the kind of guy Titans would want. His personality, culture fit, I just don't think that's the type of guy the Titans even want in the locker room. So I don't think George Pickens is an option. Everybody else, you're looking at, guys who could be a solid number 2, number 3. But, I mean, I don't want to go after Brandon Ayuk coming off a major injury. That just has Titans, wide receiver that goes to the Titans and completely is washed out of his mind. Juwan Jennings, I mean, that's kind of guys you're looking at. You're looking at guys who can do some nice things for you, but they're not going to be like huge difference makers. The draft, I mean, they might take a wide receiver at 4, but I'm leaning toward, especially with Robert Saleh as the coach, that they're not going to. So it gets to the point where it's like, is it possible that Calvin Ridley does end up back on this team? If he does, I don't think he needs to be wide receiver 1, but who else is going to do it? It's going to be interesting to see what the Titans do at wide receiver this offseason because they need help and there's limited resources. Jim Schwartz left the Browns, this user says. Yeah, he did. I think it's stupid. I think he would have been more valuable to them than Todd Monken. How do you feel about the Titans' 2026 opponents? I'm hesitant to say because every year I feel like I look at the opponents for the next year and I'm like, that's not that bad. That's manageable. I feel like I said that last year and then it ended up being the hardest schedule in the NFL. So I don't know. Charles says that he misses the Weenie of the Week. No weenies allowed. None. No weenies allowed. Who all was a weenie of the week? I remember Callahan was a weenie of the week. McCoy was a weenie of the week. Amy was a weenie of the week. L'Jarius Sneed was the very first ever weenie of the week. That Amari DeMarcado, running back for Arizona that fumbled the ball through the end zone, he was a weenie of the week. I was a weenie of the week once. Thoughts on Mike Vrabel getting Coach of the Year? Good for him. Good for him. He did an awesome job. I think that Mike Vrabel, we've always known he's a good coach, but I think he was able to take some lessons that he learned in Tennessee and do even better in New England, and now it's just he's Coach of the Year, man. Brad is NWO for life. You better believe it. This user said, I got to scroll up, not to mention BA quits on his teammates. Who's BA? Brandon Allen? What players from the Jets, 49ers do you think Saleh will push for in free agency or trade? Also, which ones would be good or bad options? I mean, gosh, that does make me wonder about Juwan Jennings, 49er. I even saw somebody mentioning George Kittle because George Kittle loves Robert Saleh. They ain't letting George Kittle leave. And Titans can't be trading for a tight end. Although if you were going to do that, George Kittle would be a good option. So I don't know. This wouldn't be a trade. Well, you said free agency and trade. I mentioned Breece Hall. Breece Hall, who played for the Jets, I believe, when Robert Saleh was there, was drafted by the Jets when Robert Saleh was there, if I remember correctly. I mean, the Titans need a running back. They need a younger running back. Breece Hall, I still think, is slept on. I would love that. There's probably, I mean, you look at the 49ers defense, and the problem is the 49ers defense is a lot of guys you might not know by just seeing their name because they had so many injuries this year that they had a bunch of backups in, playing in starting positions in the playoffs and still playing well. So, yeah, I think you could absolutely see some depth players on defense brought in. Do we think there's any possibility of trading back, or now will we just use our pick? I think there's a possibility of trading back if there's a good enough trade package. I mean, and depending on who's there. Like if Reuben Bain falls to 4, I don't think you trade back. You just draft him or Arvell Reese. But, yeah, sure, I think it's a possibility. Like if those two guys are gone and it gets to the Titans at 4 and they're not just over the moon about any of these wide receivers, I could see them taking – I still think it's possible. Christian McCaffrey got comeback player of the year. Jared Stillman was a two-time Weenie of the week. Yes, I remember that. Should the Titans re-sign Chigakonkwo? He really wants to stay, and he's got good playmaking abilities, but his blocking sucks, and Helm is an up-and-comer. I don't know if he really does want to stay. I mean, do we know that he wants to stay? I don't know, man. I mean, he was probably Cam Ward's most reliable target last year, but that's not saying much. He's not a good blocker, and something tells me that's not going to set well with Brian Dable. So I would lean toward no. And Gunnar Helm, I think, fits what a Brian Dable tight end probably looks like. Do you think Vrabel could be the GOAT? I don't know about the GOAT. If Brazel falls to the second round, what are your thoughts on him at wide receiver? I like him. There's a lot of wide receivers I like, actually. This super chat says, Titans trade number 4 to the Bears for number 7, a 2026 second and 4th. Titans grab Jeremiah Love at number 7. Thoughts? I know this is unlikely, but just curious. Hey, I wouldn't be against that. I like Jeremiah Love. I mean, with all the needs the Titans have as running back where you need to be going with your first-round pick, I don't know, but I wouldn't hate that. Will you be reacting to Panthers legend Steve Smith video that he dropped last night about DK possibly being a number 1 wide receiver for us in the future? Sure. I didn't even know that existed. Do you think Bill Belichick should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame candidate? Yes. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Stupidity. Yes, he should have absolutely been a first ballot Hall of Fame candidate. Should bring in Tyrod Taylor to back up and mentor Cam. I mean, maybe, but I mean, I'd rather Jameis. Played in New York under Brian Dable this past year. Bring some life to the locker room. Would you rather keep Ridley or get Wandale or Dobbs? Both. I mean, I'd rather go all out. I'd honestly rather... Okay, if you're going to keep Calvin, okay, fine. Let's keep Calvin. Let's keep, of course, Ellick and Chimray. And then let's get one of those guys you just named, probably Wandale, because he's got experience in Dable's offense. And then let's draft a couple wide receivers too. I mean, I want to go all out and attack that position as best we can. We need all the help we can get. Titans need a thumper of a running back. That's why I want Breece Hall. Who do you got in the Super Bowl next season? Oh, my gosh. I mean, that just feels useless to even talk about because I would have never had the Seahawks or Patriots a year ago right now. I don't know. Some topic about Tavondre Sweat. Him and Jeffrey are going to training during offseason. Do you think this could help, since Jeffrey said on 104 podcast that Sweat was mentioned on the podcast? I know what you're talking. Jeff and Sweat are apparently supposed to be working together this offseason. I just don't know. As was mentioned a little bit ago, Robert Saleh's scheme doesn't really fit Tavondre Sweat. Could that change things? Time will tell. Would love to get Franklin Myers from the Broncos in free agency. Yeah. That's what's exciting about an offseason like this, is that all of the free agent options are wide open for the Titans because they got money. If you don't think Bill is a Hall of Famer, I don't want to talk to you about football. Yeah. What was your happiest moment as a Titans fan? I think most of us got the 2019 divisional round versus the cocky Ravens, where we beat the ever-living you-know-what out of them. That would probably number one. Beating the Ravens in that playoff game, beating the Patriots the week before. I was at the Titans-Bills game in 2021 when we made that stop on 4th and goal when Josh Allen tried to QB sneak it. Being there live was amazing. If I go way back when I was a kid, when they beat the Steelers in the playoffs with Joe Nedney being run into by the Steelers, which resulted in getting another chance to kick the game winner, and he made it. Yeah, all of those. Any big playoff win. When they came back and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs that year with Marcus, I was over the moon. But no big moments lately. No big happy moments lately, and I hope that changes. Why is everything being said Pollard getting rid of him? What about Snead? I think they're probably getting rid of both of them. Snead, absolutely. I mean, Snead's absolutely going to be gone. Pollard, I think they're going to go in a new direction at running back personally. Running back is way more important than anyone wants to admit, especially for us. Yeah. If you look at Titans, well, it moved. If you look at Titans history, our most famous players are always running backs. Maybe that's the Titans' fate. Maybe we should lean into it. Hey, just surrender, Maybe you're right. If we trade Will Levis, what do you think you can get back for him? I mean, listen, I think it's an interesting topic because there's going to be a lot of demand for quarterback this offseason and not a big supply. A lot of people are looking for new quarterbacks. The Dolphins are going to be looking for a quarterback. I don't want to start naming teams because we'll be here all day, because Arizona. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks. I think about Atlanta, because Michael Penix, who knows if he's going to be ready by week 1. You might need some competition for him anyway because he hasn't been consistent when he's in there. I thought about Atlanta as a landing spot for Will Levis. I think if ever there was an offseason where the Titans could get something significant in a trade for Will Levis, it would probably be this offseason. Y'all need a GM that goes all out and spends money for players and goes back into contention. Well, I think it's a little more complex than just spending money on players, because Rand Carthon spent money on players. And that was not the right move, because he just threw money at anybody that would take it. I still feel like I have no hope, this user says. I know so many Titans fans are hyped up, but after the last few years, I just can't believe till I see it. I'm not going to blame you for that. I mean, and you shouldn't. We should all I think there's a happy balance. You can be hopeful and you can be excited about some of the things you're seeing, while also saying, I want to see it on the field. I'm not going to be jumping for joy till I see it on the field. You're not wrong for that. What a shift in hope we have experienced in the last month as Titans fans. With all the ridiculous trades, firings, hirings, etc., it has taken a massive toll on the long-standing fans. You got that right. You got that right. But there has been a renewed sense of hope these last couple of weeks, and I hope it pays off. I think y'all are going to do better than the Steelers this upcoming season. The Steelers got Mike McCarthy for head coach. I didn't understand that hiring, but I hope we can do better than the Steelers. I hope we can do better than a lot of teams. If you can get a washing machine for Levis, take it. I mean, he ain't that bad, I mean, it depends on how bad you need a washing machine, I guess. All right. I'm always going to feel a sense of pride that Tom Brady's last game with the Patriots was against the Titans, and the Titans beat the Patriots, and his last pass was a pick 6. Brady is the GOAT. Yep. We'll always have that. Which Titans free agents need to be brought back? So players that are going to be free agents for the Titans, who all would that be? Chig, Pollard, defensive players. I mean, Snead's not technically a free agent, neither is Ridley. I mean, there's really not. I mean, Jihad Ward. I would bring back Jihad Ward. He played well. I don't think Jalen Harrell is set to be a free agent, but if he is, I'd bring him back. Daryl Baker, I would probably bring back as a depth piece, but that's the kind of free agents you're dealing with the Titans. It's like depth guys. It's not like star players. I mean, Chig and Pollard are the most notable, but really I would just bring back Jihad Ward or, Daryl Baker as just depth pieces on the defense. Let's see. Is Will Levis still going to play on the Titans? Because I heard rumors he might get traded. I mean, my gut feeling is he'll get traded. Oh, my gosh. There's a truck pulling up outside squeaking. I thought it was my dog. I thought something was wrong with him. Any concern over Cam's shoulder? A little bit. I mean, I'm not going to lie, a little bit. Not that I think he's like not going to be ready for week 1, but it's just I don't want it to linger. I don't want it to be one of those things where week 2 he injures it again. Like, I just want it to heal up quickly. So, I mean, I'm not like in the fetal position over it, but I am a little bit concerned. Pollard isn't a free agent. He's got one more year. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But I still think they're going to part ways with him. They can save some money by letting him go. I want KB back. I don't know why we ever let him go. That's an interesting topic as well. Kevin Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro, is set to be a free agent. Had an unbelievable season. Favorite obscure Titans player of all time? What a great question. Favorite obscure Titans player? Man. I'm going to have to go Justin Gage. Justin Gage. Number 12. Wide receiver during the Vince Young days. Confidence on Joey Sly. Not high. Need a new kicker. Do you think the Colts will win 9+ games? I'm going to just say no. No. I see a lot of free agent talks, but is there any trades you would like to see, whether selling a player or buying a player? I mean, as far as players the Titans could trade, Tavondre Sweat would be among the most notable that I think they could. Y'all started naming random Titans players in the comments. This could go on all day. That would probably be the most notable guy they could trade, because I don't think they're going to make much noise with anybody else trying to trade anybody. So, I mean, Tavondre Sweat would be the one I'd look at as like they could get something for him. As far as players they could trade for, I just don't know if the Titans are going to be willing to give up a bunch in a trade. If you're going to do it, it better be for a guy like Max Crosby. Like, if you're going to give up something at this point in the game, it better be for a player that level. Do the Titans benefit from a Rico Dowdle or Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker pickup? I'm glad you mentioned Kenneth Walker. I would love him too. Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. I would love either one of them. Not so much Rico Dowdle. I don't want Ward to turn into Anthony Richardson. Me either. Oh, y'all are listing some legends here. Craig Hentrick, Lorenzo Neal, Buster Screen. Oh, my goodness. Do you see the Titans winning at least 8 games this upcoming season? Hope so. I think it's possible. I got to see who they sign. I got to see who they sign and who they draft. Crosby on the same line as Simmons would be filthy. You better believe it. Better believe it. Do you think Cam Ward is the Titans franchise QB? I feel really good about it. I do. I think everything about him points to in a good direction. I think they've got the right people hopefully in there now to develop him. Do you think there's a chance that they could trade for Trey Smith like the Bears did for Joe Thuney to help the Chiefs offload their negative cap? I don't think, like, the Titans offensive line, I keep seeing people talk about Titans offensive line. They're like, oh, they got to fix that. The Titans offensive line was not great, but it wasn't like a total disaster either. You know? Like, it needs to be better, but like it wasn't a total disaster. So, like, you could come back with Moore, Skoronski, Cushenberry, a new right guard, and Latham, and probably be fine. Could you please do a top 5 favorite Texans player or coaches vid this offseason? Just like, I'll see what I can do if I can even think of 5. Oh, this is a good one, Brad. What's your favorite book in the Bible? Ooh. I love all the Gospels. Also like James and Philippians. Do you know what kind of offense Brian Dable is going to wait a minute. What kind of offense Brian Balls is going to run? I don't know who Brian Balls is. I know Brian Dayball. He's going to run. Well, I will say this now. Brian Dable has shown he will adapt his offense to whatever the quarterback's good at. So, I mean, who knows? But if you look at what he did with the Giants, I think it's going to be perfect for Cam Ward. If you look at his offense that he ran most recently with Jackson Dart. Vera Tucker is a free agent. Would like to get him. There you go. Again, all these free agents, you can make a case for any of them because we got the money. I think if Cam can get his footwork figured out, he'll be a top 10 in the league. That's the thing. I mean, the fact that he was able to improve at all in the situation that he's been in this season, kudos to him. Kudos to him for even being able to do that. Brian Balls got it covered. Brian Balls, folks. BB. If I'm GM, I target offense and free agency, then focus on defense in the draft. See, I'm the opposite. Look at the Patriots last offseason. They had a lot of money, and they mainly bolstered up their defense in free agency and then kind of went offense in the draft. If you were to have any Super Bowl rematch in history, what 2 teams would you like to see play again? The Titans and the Rams. The Titans and the Rams. And you want to know what's crazy is that year the Rams won the Super Bowl years ago where they played the Bengals and the Bengals had beaten the Titans in the playoffs. Man, if we could have just taken care of our business, it could have been Titans-Rams in the Super Bowl. We could have gotten our revenge. But, we blew it. We totally blew it. So I'm going to go cry is what I'm going to do. Something stuck on my lip. Anyway, the Super Bowl is this weekend, folks. The Patriots and the Seahawks. And I hope everybody enjoys it as much as you can. I'm going to answer this last question, and then I'll be off of here. Thoughts on Alec Pierce as a free agent pickup? I would love Alec Pierce. Would love it. Would be amazing. I just don't think I don't even think he's going to make I don't think he's going to make free agency. I think he's going to be brought back, and it's not even going to be a thing. Now, if he hits free agency, yes, I'd be all for going to get him. I think that would be a great situation for the Titans. I just don't think he's going to hit free agency. That's it for the Q&A today, everybody. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Hawks. And I appreciate all you guys watching and chiming in. We'll do more of these over the course of the offseason. God bless you, everybody. Tighten up. Bye.